Sydney in 2015 only. It was a new country with a new job. And that sounds very exciting, but actually it was not until I understood the difference that I faced and felt in every aspect of my life. And once I'm saying that imagination age, it has everything to do with your creativity. And your creativity matters only when your brain is in a sound position or in a positive manner, so that we can create more brain-friendly environment for ourselves, as well as once we're leading other people, we can create a brain-friendly environment among other people. So from that point of view, my model has got direct relation of how I can be more awake about myself, how I can amplify having a greater connection or engagement with others, and how I can advance with my purpose, with the brain in mind. And being a leader, and I know that we have a journey through these GSS 2018 that we are going toward getting legacy. So we cannot say that we will be only playing with information or knowledge. We have to turn toward ideas. And ideas comes only when you have a well and functioning brain. From that point of view, brain science or neuroscience is backed with science, applied science. You may have heard about FMRI or EEG, all these advanced technological support. And what FMRI is doing is just giving us the images of our brain with some reds and blue blotches on it, and which actually measures at what situation a person's which part of a brain is functioning with more blood flow, or what part of a brain having less blood flow in that certain situation. So if we can understand that what part of our brain is activated once I am creatively thinking on something, then I can take some action so that I literally can activate that part of our brain over other parts. So that is the beauty. And for EEG, it's measuring the waves of our brain. So that can measure at which time our brain is having what waves, because our brain is not always at same wave. There are different waves, alpha, beta, gamma, and delta. So we need to understand what waves and what situation. We need to create literally that wave so that we can act more creatively, think more creatively. So from here, I would like to talk about 3 more important parts of our brain that includes PFC or prefrontal cortex, limbic system or our emotional brain, and the amygdala that you may have heard in the day first, right? So for that, I would like to show my brain, spare one, and which is actual size of our brain with actual weight. And if I show you that the prefrontal cortex is just in here, which is at the back of our forehead. And this prefrontal cortex is responsible for decision making, for problem solving, for comparing, analyzing, calculating, recalling the memory from the long-term memory and also the working memory, and comparing the situation. And most importantly, it's also helped us to inhibit in some certain situation. So you can say that the most important task that we are always engaged with, that is done by our PFC or prefrontal cortex, which is also called, that's the reason why, it's executive functional part of our brain. And as a leader, this is the most important part of our brain. But this prefrontal cortex is limbic system. Limbic system is the middle part of our brain. So the middle part of our brain, limbic system, is responsible for our emotion. And within this middle part of our brain, there is a tiny, mini, small part that is called amygdala. And this tiny, mini part looks like almond, a pair of almond, but it also behaves like a tiny mini person. Why I'm saying that? Because it's always aware of or scared, and it's always saying me back of my head that don't do that, don't stand on the stage, people will laugh, don't ask a question, people will see you as a fool. So this amygdala is doing this actually for our good, because it's responsible for our survival. And amygdala, the research says, is responsible for our stress neurochemical, which includes our behavior like 3F, including fight, flight, and freeze. Of course, some of the blood toward my limbic system, which is at the middle part of our brain. And once that part is having more blood, the blood is draining away from prefrontal cortex, which is on the upside of our brain, right? So from here, the middle part of our brain, the blood flows through your body, and which actually help our body to get ready to react with an urgent situation, which is actually good. But being a leader, we have to manage how can we balance between this emotion and the logic. Create more brain-friendly environment with ourselves and with the people around. By asking feedback, we can also get more positive feedback, because you're putting that person who is giving you the feedback in a reward state. Your personal journey, I believe that will help you. And if you have more questions, or if you would like to get this PowerPoint presentation, I'm happy to do that. Please drop me your card and or write me an email. Thank you so much for being here.